Today, I'm going to be building this out of nanoblock.
Out of that one.
No. No. Now, you're probably wondering how I'm going to do this. Let me explain. It was June 2020 and LEGO had just revealed their next 1:8 scale supercar in their series, the Lamborghini Cyan FKP 37. Pretty much as soon as I saw it, I was in love with everything about the car and wanted to recreate it for myself out of my own nanoblock collection. And with nanoblock's first release of their wheel, tyre and axle pieces 3 years prior, there hadn't been a better time to make cars. At this point in time, I had only experimented recreating one car back in October 2018, using the 4 wheel pieces from the London taxi cab set. That car was my mum's 2005 Holden Commodore. So, to attempt to recreate Lamborghini's new supercar, I may have been biting off more than I could chew. And this is where it begins. May 2021. This is when I started gathering screenshots from videos on YouTube of the Cyan at the time, eyeballing the size of the wheels to the rest of the car and converting that into nanoblock scale. From there, I finally began to build the general frame, finding a new way of attaching the axles to the car, getting rid of that unwanted space between the wheel and the fender. It also made it conveniently easy to attach the tail lights. 3 1x1 rounded pieces flipped, having their underside exposed, captured the Cyan's tail lights perfectly. Oh my goodness. Skip ahead to October that year and I'd pretty much managed to piece together the rest of the car, turning pieces on their side along the bottom of the car, creating a couple less millimeters clearance from the ground and also adding a nice rounded edge on the front. Using all the slope and inverted slope pieces I had in my growing collection to make it as smooth as possible. With so much going on in the front end with all the car's angles and such a low hood made for a real challenge. But thanks to my genius, I was able to recreate it, also including the dip in the hood of the original car. And with that, I only had the windshield and the roof of the Lambo left. Okay, so this is where I messed up, because for some reason I stopped taking progress shots or even photos of the original build. All I have is an instructions manual I made on a stop motion app that I used to use, and that app doesn't even have any data on when I took those photos. During this period, I rebuilt the internal structure of the car for instructions purposes, got Bisque to build it following the instructions, and a house cat knocked over my entire nanoblock collection. Thankfully, I'm still able to understand my instructions today. It's 2024 now, 3 years later, and I was able to bring the Lamborghini Cyan FKP 37 back to life. So, it's finished now. It's done, right? Wrong. Because on Christmas 2021, Santa bought me the LEGO Lamborghini Cyan FKP 37.
I thought you bought that for yourself for Christmas.
No, I asked Santa to buy it for me.
But didn't you buy the Bugatti Chiron in the Porsche 911 a month later?
Do I look like the kind of person that would fork out over $2,000 of my own money on 1:8 scale LEGO cars? So, with my new LEGO Lamborghini, I was able to compare it a lot more closely to my old nanoblock one. And I ended up making a 4-minute long video on everything that was wrong with it, but here's a quick rundown instead. Okay, so basically, the shape of the side profile was way off. The hood looked drastically different. The cabin needed to be moved forward. That's like a massive one. And then there was some pieces that were really bugging me on the side. They just were loose and didn't quite look right. And overall, the car looked like it needed to be a smidge lower. And so I began my journey again, building the Lamborghini Cyan FKP 37 out of nanoblock. This time starting off with recreating a nanoblock chassis, which allowed me to not have to worry about attaching the wheels to the hood later on. Already having existing measurements and a rough idea of how I wanted to recreate it from my original made it a whole lot easier putting the frame together and building up the sides, which now look 10 times better. A week later, I came back and completely redesigned the front, turning pieces on their side and setting pieces on a slanted angle to much more effectively capture the hood. The only problem, the connection sucked, which took me a good afternoon to recreate a better one. I then went on to make the windscreen and realized that if I wanted to attach it the way I wanted to, I would have to go back and redo the side panels yet again. This is like the third time. So I did, and I made them a lot sturdier, a lot better in the process. So by now, it must be pretty close to finished. Well, it's time to reveal the grand result. Just over here. Just here. Here we go.
That's it?
Yeah, this is the Lamborghini. It's just in pieces.
But we've been filming for like 2 hours now. I thought it'd be finished.
It is. In part 2. Skip ahead to October that year, and I had pretty much thrown it in the bin.
That year was nothing.
Hey guys, I just finished filming David's new video with David in his room. Check out this film set. Oh my gosh, guys. This is going to be such a blast to edit and make a new video. Peace.
You're not the one editing.
I'm great.
I gotta go to bed.
Yeah.